dance for going behind my back. I mean, come on now. That's in the military, you're gonna be attacked.
Uh-huh.
So I did not like that at all. And he
Okay.
took offense to that.
He did.
He did.
So, what would you attribute his attraction to you? Would it be your vagina? Would it be your good looks, or all the above, or what's C?
I think it's the good looks.
Good. How? But what's the? Let's get a little bit more entrenched. Tell us your interpretation and or definition of a man's perception of a woman and the actual power of her vagina. How powerful do you think it is to a man?
Very powerful because I think it goes back to your guy's biological needs.
Okay.
Because the book that we're going to talk about, and it's true, the biological needs of a man is to have sex, to procreate, to multiply. And no man I heard of that just age of 18, I want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman. And so many women, I've seen it, that they want to get married. They already have a Pinterest. If you go to Pinterest and just type wedding,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of women already talking about what dress they're going to wear, what wedding dress. They don't even have a boyfriend.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Right?
Yeah, they don't have a man in the picture.
And they're already imagining what kind of wedding they're going to have. Is it a quartet? Is it going to be a choir? Is it going to be, a white dress or a garden wedding
Mm-hmm.
dress? So it's like something's wrong with that. While the men are talking about how many women they're going to get.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny
Right.
how it's a dichotomy between men and women perception of actual relationships and more importantly relations. Like
Uh-huh.
a woman is talking about probably 17, 18 because she's seen her mother get married, her grandmother live in the golden age next to her husband, next to her grandfather,
Yes.
aunties and uncles, which consist of cousins, which means that they actually had sex and multiplied the family, etc. Whereas men, because we spend so much time around each other, we embrace male testosterone,
Okay.
and I know I may lose a lot of women when I say this, but men value testosterone as much as they value their breath, and what I mean by that is women always try to disconnect the man when it comes to his testosterone, but when in reality,
Uh-huh.
if you have the ability as a woman to embrace testosterone in addition to keeping your femininity,
Uh-huh.
it it co-joins the relation. It co-joins two people, which in turns creates a fruitful relationship. And I as a child, I remember throwing my testosterone everywhere. You know, whether it's the pretty Latin girl in my fifth period class or that beautiful Asian woman in my sixth period class, or it was when we went to our rival high school was Westchester. I'm speaking as if I'm a 17-year-old currently. And we went to Westchester, and we always say, man, we want to go holler at the Westchester cheerleaders. And it would be fragmented everywhere. My testosterone is everywhere. I'm not focused. But as you get older,
Uh-huh.
you as a man, you channel your testosterone. And what I mean by channeling, I'm speaking in terms of, A, allowing your goals to manifest as a man. So if you have a desire to be, when I was 17, I wanted to be a professional basketball player, but I stopped growing. so that wasn't a reality. So but it was my college degree. So and then although women was a major part of me maintaining my college eligibility and me wanting to stay in college, but as 17 became 19 and 19 became 21 and 21 became 25, I had the ability to channel my testosterone into my goals. And women always is a goal of a man, but I think the major fault in a woman is unplugging the testosterone in a man. Go ahead, you're about
I
that.
think that's only I admit it. I was like that when I was young. When I have a boyfriend and I talk to my girlfriends, and this is high school, and I will say, "Oh my God, my boyfriend gave me give me flowers. Oh my God, my boyfriend was carrying my books, and now with purses." As I grow older, I embrace testosterone. Into as I grow older, uh, I embrace testosterone because I love a confident man. I'm starting to feel the urge to be protected.
Sure.
So, like, okay, I was watching Gazole, not lately.
Okay.
Too bad. So it feels like to me when I talk about this, a man's walk. If you're really confident,
It signifies.
It's
yeah, absolutely.
signifying, right?
Uh-huh.
It's testosterone signifies. Gasol have a really soft run.
We're talking Paul Gasol of the Lakers.
Yeah,
yes.
Paul Gasol, and I feel like I want to tackle him. With a regular man, I want to embrace that. I want to feel protected. So if I see a man that is not strong enough, he is not for me. I already know. I'm already excluding him from my survival of the fittest.
And so the opposite of Paul Gasol, on opposite end of the spectrum, would be a Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. A very confident.
Yeah, and you know the irony in this is, although he's a great basketball player, and I don't know if he's good looking or not, but some women may say he's good looking. He is, but it's his presence.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like our last image of Kobe Bryant this season was Kobe Bryant tearing his Achilles tendon.
Yes.
Which means, to all you who've never tore an Achilles tendon, one of my teammates tore his Achilles tendons in college, which means your leg is completely limp. There is nothing connecting your foot to your calf. It is basically a limp. It's basically limp. It's not attached. Basically, you can't feel anything. And what he did, he would not allow his teammates to carry him off the court. He scored more points with a torn Achilles than 4 or 5 guys scored in the game probably that night.
Yes.
And
those two free throws.
And getting back to his presence, his presence loom larger in a lot of cases, loom larger than the game itself. And I innately believe that when you're talking about a man's walk, a man's presence is so powerful to a woman because we have 1 minute left before we go to break. But when a man walks and talks like a quote unquote man, I'm going to get to what it does for you, because you just rolled your eyes, sucked your teeth, and you had reminiscences of probably what some man did to you maybe a couple months, years ago.
Because I drop men because I do not like how they walk. I know it's sad probably to other people, but it's true. I'm just admitting it. I'm not shy about it. And I think men should take, advice from this. We do look at the walk, not at your face. That's given. You have to be physically attractive, but to get our attention, you need to have that confidence. Walk with confidence.
Walk with confidence.
Walk with confidence. Command confidence.
And command the attention from a woman. And we're about to go to break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask Roselle, how did that conversation and interaction with the man that had that Kobe Bryant walk as opposed to the Paul Gasol walk?
Yes.
We'll be right back, guys.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 Guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m., where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the three guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Mandrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
See, it's going up.
It's counting up, though.
And
we're live.
And we're back. I'm your host, Fred Hawthorne, and this is the lovely
Roselle.
Are you trying to sound seductive?
Yes.
This is not a date right now. You're teaching people how to date right now, Roselle.
No, I'm trying to. Okay, according to that book, men are very visual, and then women are more on a hearing sensory. So I'm trying.
Oh.
I'm trying to be in their good size because we're talking about vagina here.
I want to remind people that they could actually call in. The number is 855-969-7268. And you can also go to irantradionetwork.com, which obviously a lot of you people are on. And feel free, even if you want. I'm not watching the game, so if you want to call in and let me know what the score is on the game, feel free. But we're going to get back to the power of the vagina.
Okay.
And I want to elaborate on how powerful the vagina is for a man. And from Samson all the way down to President Bill Clinton. The vagina reigns paramount in our culture, in our society, in our existence. You know, it's pretty crazy how a man can go from, and I'll use myself as an example, since I only can be an expert on myself, is I went from having countless girlfriends to the point where, I mean, there was no cell phones back then, so no call ID, where I was guessing women's names. Like, I had no idea who she was on the other line. I was associating a voice with a name, and sometimes I actually got it wrong, so I wouldn't say her name until 30 to 45 seconds in the conversation. And this is...
Just call them, oh, baby.
Babe. Oh, yeah, you get that, baby. Hey. So let's pop it for the night, you know? And, but the power of the vagina, when you go from the macro level, men succinct them in order. So, for example, as a man, you say, well, I think I want to go with number one tonight because she's better in bed. She may give me food tonight, but more importantly, she's great in bed, meaning that we have great sex, oral skills are up to par, and she allows me to leave when I want to leave. When you're just dating a woman, because women thrive for compassion and that connection with the man. Whereas if you're just a jump off for a man, we want to have sex with you. And as soon as we have an orgasm, we want to put our underwear on, put our pants on, put our shirt on, and say goodbye. Or more importantly, kiss you on the forehead and say, see you later. You know, and
because it's the biological need. You guys are done.
You guys are
and this is what I'm saying, though. As a woman, we have a power to stop that, not to listen to that BS. That, you know, you have to have that skills to say no. I'm not going to be a jump off. I'm only going to do this if I'm in an exclusive relationship. And you have to make sure that he's not just going to leave you after.
And that's when, and adding to your point, so as men, we go from, because the societal norms as well, and our needs to procreate. Because many men in this world wants to have an image of themselves on earth before they pass. You know, and so as we go from the micro level to the micro level, that's when men begin to start thinking, not believing yet, that monogamy can possibly happen, you know, and it's kind of weird that a man can actually, because we don't believe it. We're not born believing in monogamy.
Yes.
And I'm going to offend every Christian in Nebraska, every right wing in Texas. But I thank God I live in California. No, but we're not born believing in monogamy as men. Monogamy is a learned behavior, and that what led me to this topic, the power of the vagina, you know. And I just want women to understand that yes, you're sitting on a gold mine. I couldn't agree with everyone. Yes, it's a gold mine. Yes, and when a man sees a woman, one that has a vagina and a vagina that he wants to own for the rest of his life, we show ownership of it. And what I mean by ownership is, yes, I want to be monogamous with you, which monogamy, I want you to be my girlfriend.
And then?
Yes, I want you to be my fiance. And yes, I want you to marry me. And then the icing on the cake and the cherry on top, yes, we will procreate and have beautiful kids, and they will extend our legacy here. Wife it up. We have a caller. We have a call on line one. Let's take our first call for the night. Caller, you're on line one. Go ahead.
Oh. I think we lost the caller. But what I'm saying is like, okay, even Jay-Z says, you know, forever Mackin, right? You know, well, we cannot interview Jay-Z, so I'm just going to ask you. What makes you give up those multiple vaginas for the wifey?
It was a learned behavior, but you know how I know many of us have had experiences when the earth tends to move on you, like the universe aligns itself to you. You get what I'm saying? And there are very few women in a man's life that will move a man's earth, you know, and I don't mean earthquake move, physical earthquake, meaning San Andreas fault done moved you. But what I mean, your spirit does something, something internally happens to you. Your spirit kind of rocks
not
itself.
Not everyone is in tune, though. We have a caller. Oh, we lost again a caller. Oh, okay.
It's not there. Caller. Caller?
Hello?
Caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, caller. Go ahead. What's your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you very well.
What's your name first?
Oh, hi. My name's Andy.
Oh, hi, Andy.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. I can barely hear you, but I was calling because, you know, I was hearing the conversations that you're having with the, you know, the vagina being, like, the kuka being powerful for men.
Sure.
But my question was, do you think that it's the fact that, you know, the vagina will be, somewhat of a power towards men rather than love.
So you're asking, is the vagina more powerful towards men than to women? Elaborate more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it more powerful than love? Like love
Oh,
itself?
is it more powerful than a woman itself to a man?
Yes.
Okay. What I would say is, if you don't,
It's yes.
it's a combo effect because
sorry,
I mean
it is.
I'll be candidly honest with you. If we're not sexually attracted to you, we're going to talk to you about stocks and bonds and politics and how's your auntie doing?
Religion.
Religion. If we're attracted to you, I'm sorry I didn't get your name. I don't want to. Andy. And if we're attracted to you, we're going to extend the conversation. We're going to push your boundaries. We're going to allow you to invite us in. And what I mean by invite us in, meaning more intimate conversations, more intimate dialogue. I want to know what's your mother's name. I want to know what's your father's name. It may be a game then, but in the end, it could turn into something far more greater. But right now, I'm physically attracted to you right now, Andy. I think you have great legs. I think you have a beautiful face. I love your full lips. So I'm going to invite myself into an interpersonal conversation, interpersonal interaction with you. And but if we're not attracted to you, we can care less about your vagina. I've had many conversations with women where, I mean, I appreciate them, but I can't visualize them naked, and when a man is physically attracted to a woman, he has to visualize them naked. He has to visualize, quote unquote, her vagina. He has to visualize what she will look like. What will our children look like? And did I answer your question?
Hello?
Caller?
We
she hung
lost
up.
it. Well, according to the book that we're supposed to talk about today is the caveman formula. According to the book, is men start thinking on the left side of the brain, which is the logical side of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why sex comes first. And then the right side, which is for women, emotional. This is why we so go over goo over a guy. It's because we're so emotional.
Uh-huh.
Well, some women is just dialed down.
Uh-huh.
But men has to be logical first.
Uh-huh.
They look, like what they see, they go for it. That's what they're born to do. They hunt, they approach, they chase, they pursue. Women, according to this book, is biologically needs to wait. We wait.
I want to see. You just said men hunt. Women know men are biologically created to hunt.
Yes.
And the moment a woman meets a man, they say, okay, he has embraced me. He has embraced my vagina. Now it's time that I change him. Now I don't want him to start hunting. But what you have to understand as a woman, you have to navigate his ability to hunt. And it's daunting for a woman to even think that she has the ability to do that. They're thinking change. You're not going to change Fred Hawthorne. You're not going to change no man out there. The presidency did not change Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the most powerful, quote unquote, the most powerful man in the world. He did not change when he became president. He's still Monica Lewinsky, and that's the only one we know of. However, but at women, I want you to fully understand that you can't change a man.
You can't.
It's no way, no how, no form, no shape. You cannot change him. You may go to the Play-Doh shop and try and recreate him, but you cannot change him. You have to navigate his ability to hunt. You have to be able to be a seamstress. You have to tailor him. And it's challenging for women because you have to get on the metaphysical level and not just the physical level. And so when we come back, we have our in-studio guest, DT Linda Gross, Caveman Formula. She's going to tell all the ladies she's a male advocate, and we're on the same team tonight. So we may double team you tonight, you know? Yeah. So when we come back, we got Linda Gross coming back, and we got Roselle's going to tell us how she tried to change a man, and it did not work. And I'm going to talk about how I love testosterone, and I believe every man should accept their testosterone and allow themselves to be a man in a relationship and not allow a woman to disconnect them. We'll be back.
I love testosterone.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Hey, this is Phil with the Three Guys Rant. Make sure to join us Thursday, Pacific Standard Time from 5 to 6 as we welcome our special guest and the sultry sounds of Becca Bateau. She is the voice author and book reader of 50 Shades of Grey. For those of you that don't know who it is, you will after Thursday. Check it out.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call the drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Hello, we're back.
We're back. And we have our lovely in-studio guest. But first, I want to shout out some guy. We only in our second show, but he's been holding us down since day one, sending me messages and comment. I want to shout out Robert on Facebook. He's a big fan of ours, and he's telling his friends about us right now, seeing him tagging us and showing us much support. So shout out Robert. We appreciate the support. But we're going to jump right into it. Roselle, who do we have in studio?
Oh, we have lovely Linda Gross. I read your book, which is The Caveman Formula. It says there you interviewed 20,000 men. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you even know 20,000 men, but it did say there that you were up all night answering 300 questions. And some of my questions for the longest time, and I read his book, you answered it. I really do. And you back it up with science and you back it up with statistics. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I was doing wrong. And I thought I was doing it right. I'm raised by a single mom. My mom, told me every time I see her, you do not need a man. Just date. You do not need a man. So I forgot to be a woman. Mm-hmm. So tell us more about the book. The 4 C's.
I'd be honored to. In fact, I'm so very thrilled that you had a chance to read the book. It just touches my heart when the hosts are prepared.
Yeah, absolutely,
and they actually
right?
know what they're talking about.
Oh.
Very honored. And to your question, how did I interview 20,000 men? I had a website that was a men's only website, and I made it very safe for them to speak up and to let their hair down, so to speak, and tell me what their problems and their fears and so forth are. As many of you know, most men are very private, and it's very wrong to divulge what's going on with you, especially if it's anything that's going to be construed negatively. So I had to create a private environment. There were for a long time, for over a year, I didn't involve any women, and the women got all mad at me, and why aren't you including us, and isn't this a relationship site, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, chill down. I'll get to you when I get to you. But for right now, I had to build the trust with the men. So basically, they would write to me, and I would protect their confidence. If I did post their question, I would post it anonymously. And, after my earning their trust, then they opened up more and more. I originally wrote the book on my own without the website. I got to about the 6th or 7th chapter, and I threw it in the trash. I said, nobody wants to hear me stand on a soapbox talking about
talking about
men.
Talking about men. So I figured, well, it's better for me to take it to the street. And the new version of Take It to the Street is on the internet. So I said, let me ask the men directly, what are you having problems with? What's your fear? What's your confusion? What's holding you back? What's your anger? Have you been dumped on? Have you been cheated? Do you not know, how to interact? Are you sweating? Are you, it's like I want to take all these fears away and bring you to a point of confidence, which brings me to your next question is, it is my theory that if a man does these 4 tenets with any woman, anywhere, anytime, and that's the full spectrum, guys. That's anywhere from she's just a tonight girl to all the way to your forever girl. That there are core drives, there are core animal drives that every woman needs and wants. And when I first started the site, the men said, how can you be so sure? All women are different. All women are complicated. This one's this and that one's that. So I decided, I have a degree in psychology as well, and I decided to look into the research from 10,000 years ago, and I thought to myself, how does the caveman do it? And let's see if that's changed over time. And the age-old question in psychology is it nature? Or is it nurture? So the modern day people will all tell you that it's nurture, meaning how you were raised. But my research actually brought me to a whole different place. And I would say more than 90% of what we do is nature.
I'm with you.
I'm
with you.
Nature.
I'm with you 100%.
You can have a women's lib. You can have, wars. You can have depressions and recessions and all this kind of stuff. But 90% of what we do is biologically programmed. It is our electrical functions, our nervous system. It's called synapses. It is our wiring. It is our hormones. It's our enzymes. It's dictating all of this stuff to us. And the reason why biology is so prevalent is biology wants to make darn sure of the survival of the species. So from the men's point of view, that equation relates to I must have sex or I must release, whether it's with his own
by himself,
with his own pleasure, or with a woman. He must release. Every few seconds, it's giving him a message like, I gotta have sex. I gotta have sex. I'm pumping gas in the car. Is this gonna bring me sex? I'm buying eggs at the market. Is that gonna bring me sex?
Dead on.
Whatever
so
it is, that's what he's doing.
That they're thinking about sex all the time.
Right.
I'll speak from personal experience.
And from the woman's point of view, the flip side of that, pardon me to
go ahead.
interrupt,
Continue.
Let me just finish that thought. The flip side of the thing is women, her biological drive is, I have to pop out a kid.
And I believe
so
that.
now once you understand those two positions, then you're all good to go. And my book is going to fill you in on what's in between on these two dynamics. But the big picture is we have a biological drive to continue the species. Because if we go against that, if men all of a sudden said, "Yeah, I don't care too much about sex," it's my theory that we would be extinct in like 2 or 3 generations.
Wow.
That'd be the end because girls don't care about sex. They tell you they do, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know. I want to.
we'll talk about that. We're gonna get into that probably later on down the line. But I'm gonna speak from personal. You mentioned that we think about sex every so often, and that drives us. I 100% agree with you because I can remember my first day on a college campus. It was the most surreal moment in life. I'm on a basketball scholarship, mind you.
Oh.
But when I get to the college campus, I see white girls from Boston, Latin girls from South Dakota. I see beautiful black women from Florida, and I say, and I mentioned this in my book as well. I want them all. It's like
your eyes are popping out of your head. Like, which one am I going to look at?
It's like I'm at the top of the mountain, looking at all this harvest. I'm like, wow, it is harvest season, And I can remember part 2 to that is, I remember not doing papers because I wanted to spend the evening with a young lady, and I deemed me having an orgasm was more important than me passing these class at moments in my life. So I 100% agree with you. And before you came in, we were talking about the powers of testosterone, the functions of testosterone, how women want to unplug testosterone once they meet a man. And I deem that as one of the worst.
Oh.
One of the.
I love testosterone. That's what I told him. Because I want the man to lead.
Yes.
Just like I said, when it's not, it's not biological for a woman to lead. I'm not comfortable with that. Even though my mom was telling me you don't need a man, I don't know how to be a woman. I tried that in a relationship. It did not work.
Yes.
I was lonely.
Yes.
It felt lonely. So that sex thing.
Tell the audience your 4 C's, please. Feel free.
Okay, yeah.
And then we gonna bounce off each other. Tell them your 4 C's.
So to just finish the thought on the biological drive, people say, they get all upset. Like, okay, so we have these drives, but we're human. We're not an animal. And I'm like, yes, you are. 90% of the time, yes, you are. I mean, most people are lazy. So do we have the ability to overcome these drives? Of course we do. But that would mean we would have to use the human part of our brain, the cognitive part of our brain to override them. Of course we can override them. But more times than not, people just don't. I mean, unless you're on a path of, enlightenment and self-development or all this kind of stuff, it's not going to happen unless you hit rock bottom, maybe you're a drug addict or an alcoholic or something, and maybe you might see a vision or whatever and have a new path. But for most of the time, those biological drives are in place. So to answer your question, there are 2 sets of drives, and it's my belief that the sexes are not the same. And we've been brainwashed for many decades now that the sexes are the same. Women want sex just as much as men, and women say, I can go to work and I can earn money and I can do everything a guy can do. Is that true? It's true to an extent, but like I say, you have to go and use your cognitive side of your brain. So those 4 drives for women, the first and foremost is confidence.
Confidence.
And I heard you talking about this on your show from last week, and it is ever so true. Because why is that true? You'll listen to women today, and they're like, but he holds my purse at the mall. But he walks my little dog, my little teacup dog. But he cries at the movies. And women will brainwash the men for you guys to think that all this stuff is okay. It's not okay. She doesn't realize it's not. She doesn't realize it's not okay. I'm giving you men a wake-up call to heed these clues that it's not okay for the woman to take away your testosterone. So let's go look at the biological reason of why confidence is so important.
We got about I'm gonna stop you there.
Okay.
I want everyone on our break to Google Linda Gross Caveman Formula. Get your information down. Call in 855-969-RANT, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the 4 C's. Number 1 is confidence, guys.
Yeah.
We talked about this before Linda Gross came in. Roselle talked about the Kobe Bryant walk versus the Paul Gasol walk. The guy who actually looks like a caveman but is not acting like a caveman. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. But Linda Gross, do you have a website?
I do.
You want to touch me?
Ooh, I sure do. Always, baby.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate? Which one do you like?
We'll be right back.
We'll be right.
DT4M.
DT4M. We'll be right back. Google Linda Gross Caveman Formula, and we'll be back.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Medrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the back.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the three guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
Hey, this is Phil with the Three Guys Rant. Make sure to join us Thursday Pacific Standard Time from 5 to 6 as we welcome our special guest and the sultry sounds of Becca Bateau. She is the voice author and book reader of 50 Shades of Grey. For those of you that don't know who it is, you will after Thursday. Check it out.
Not the man.
Wow.
And we're back, guys.
Yes.
If you want to call in, 855-969-RANT, or you can hit me on Facebook. I got a couple of messages on Facebook in my inbox
Or
telling us
Twitter.
we're doing a great show. On Twitter. Tell them what's the Twitter
Dirty
account.
Truth Radio. So that's at Dirty Truth Radio. I'm logging right now. If you need to ask a question, just go ahead and type it. And I'll ask.
We were talking over the break about we have a caller on the line. We're going to get you in a second call. Hold on for about 30 to 45 more seconds. We were talking about how women attempt to emasculate men. And we were talking over the break how women say, hold my purse.
Oh.
Walk my dog.
But yet we complain
Not just
that
any
not
dog, the teacup dog.
The teacup dog.
Yeah, like really like a dog. Like a dog is going a guy is going to have a dog like that. Not going to happen.
Now, I'm going to tell you, well, we're in a hypersensitive
Teacup
society, but I wish I can say, well, I'm just going to say it. We think guys who walk small dogs are flat out moist. We think they don't have an ounce of testosterone that is in them. So when we see you walking down Valley Boulevard, walking down Whittier Boulevard, walking down Sunset, walking down Hollywood Boulevard with this little dog, I'm driving by in my Mustang looking at you like, she got him walking a dog? Or what man would buy a dog like
and
that?
they're always big ass guys.
Yeah,
too.
always big man.
They always
Always
look like
big
they
man.
can crush you in one hand.
Yeah. A big man with a little dog. So I'm going to say he's somewhere in between. I don't know. But we got a call on line 1. We got 2 callers. Line 1. Caller? Caller? Can you hear me? Caller. Oh, we're going to. I apologize. I'm new to this, and this is our second show. I'm going to be an expert probably by next week. I think I may put in some overtime tonight.
Okay. So
but we're going to go. She's back. We're going to go to line 2. We have caller. Caller, line 2.
Hello.
Line 2. Oh.
Hello.
There
Yes.
she is. Hello.
I keep hanging up.
I keep hanging up on people.
I'll do it.
I don't. But go ahead, Linda. We were talking about
The confidence.
confidence and
Uh-huh.
and women emasculating men.
Yes, I was talking about the biological reason for confidence, that even though women give men these directions of crying at the movie and walk the dog, et cetera, the biological reason why a woman needs confidence is because
I'm
if
getting
they're-
direction from
Yes.
them how to pick up the phone.
He said no don't hit the speakerphone
I
button.
know.
Okay, so is because if there is a threat to the camp, you know, an animal comes in or what have you, we need to know that you've got our back. We need to know that you're protecting
Yes.
the women and children, and the men are going to go out there and deal with the threat. So if you're holding our purse at the mall, that's not the definition of, oh my God, if some bad thing happened.
We're
like
not born to hold purses.
like a fire or an earthquake or some disaster happened, like what? We're going to now have to take care of you because you're holding our purse? We don't want that. So don't listen to these directions that women give you. We want someone who's got our back.
Assertive.
Right.
And it's amazing how when women are growing up, they want a man in a uniform. They're so physically attracted to the fireman, the policeman, but when they get older, the moment they conquer an alpha male, which is the most amazing thing, the first thing they tell their girlfriends, I'm going to change this man. How pitiful is that?
It is.
And
They
she
want a
answered it
remodeling.
in her
They want a
book.
remodeling project.
Go ahead.
And she answered it in her book.
Go ahead,
You know
Roselle.
why? Because she's not that into you. If a woman wants to change you, she's not accepting you fully.
Yeah, she doesn't trust that you can actually, you know,
lead her
and take care of her in a threat threat situation.
Therefore, don't believe that she said she loves you fully, and then, well, if you're just gonna do this,
If you just change this, if you just change that,
then
she's
no.
not into you.
Yeah, she's not that into you.
So guys, let's backtrack. If you're carrying a purse, walking a teacup dog, and she's telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, what time to do it, she doesn't deem you as a man that can lead her
No,
for the rest of her life.
You are her next teacup dog
You are
in
her
human
next-
form.
Absolutely.
Really, I mean, she's going to throw you in her little designer purse and take you to the mall. That's the only level that she sees you at. I mean, do you really want to be in that level?
Why
Hell no.
so many men now are lacking confidence?
Yeah.
Why they cannot lead? Why there's so many? Like we talked about on the first date last show.
Yes.
I go out a lot on a date. I'm being selective.
Yes.
And it's really hard for me to find men with confidence. Why is
Yes.
it so hard?
The reason why this is because they were raised by single women. Sorry, mothers out there, but that's what it is. This started way back in the late 60s with the invention of the pill. It was the first time in our history that women had control over their bodies. It took a few years for the pill to get popular to where it was on the open market, where you could go to your local drugstore and get it. like the early 70s.
Birth control,
it was
correct.
birth control, exactly. And so women decided that, wow, you know, I don't have to be barefoot and pregnant. And in the kitchen, I can actually control my body and control when I'm going to get pregnant. Remember, I said at the top of the hour that her main drive is pop out a kid, pop out a kid, pop out a kid. That's the message that's going in there. So women were able to, with the invention of the pill, they were able to defer that thought and say, okay, well, maybe now I can go to school, or maybe now I can enter the workforce,
that's
or
the
maybe
genesis
I
of the
can do,
feminist movement.
maybe I can do other things. So the genesis of the women's movement, it started out with a great premise, equal pay for equal work, but unfortunately, here we are some 40 years later, they still haven't solved that problem. And the reason why they didn't solve that problem is because they were demanding it because of their gender. What they didn't realize, and I will write a book for the women, I will write a women's lib manifesto on how it should have been written, but what they should have, what they should have looked at is the business owner could care less if you're red, blue, polka dot, woman, what race you are, what sex you are, what religion you are. In fact, all those things are illegal to discriminate on those things. The business owner is saying, are you adding value to my bottom line?
Absolutely.
And if you're not, I'm not going to give you any special treatment. You're not going to get the job. You're not going to get the raise. You're not going to get the promotion. So it really has nothing to do with being a woman. It has to do with, did you put the work in?
Can you perform?
And if you helped me increase my bottom line or decrease expenses or increase sales or, did you affect my bottom line? If not, who cares?
Absolutely.
We don't care about you.
Absolutely.
So anyway, back in the day, the women couldn't solve this problem. And they dumped all their men. It was the highest divorce rate in our history.
Oh, wow.
And what they said at the time was, I don't need you, meaning the men. I'm now putting bread on the table. And while you're at it, let the door hit you on the way out. While you're at it, stay away from my son, because I'm not going to raise my son to the type of person that you are, because you were a deadbeat or mean or like whatever he was.
But she was smart enough to have sex with a deadbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Quote unquote, right?
So now we have a generation of young men. This is the first generation of young men that were raised solely by single mothers and their affiliates. So by affiliates, I mean grandmothers, the aunts, the school teachers who are primarily female, just estrogen, 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 estrogen. Now, what they should have done, what they didn't do, is they should have said, okay, that guy that I just sent packing out that door, the husband, the ex-husband, they should have taken ownership of it. They should have said, I didn't choose the right guy.
Sure.
Not to say that all men are bad, but I didn't. They should take responsibility. I didn't choose the right guy. And what they should have done, and what I teach men today to do, in case they didn't have this in their younger lives, is find a male role model. Find grandpa, find uncle, find the sports coach, find the religious affiliation, find a male role model that you can learn some of these characteristics from.
So let me ask you.
Yes.
How important is traditional roles? Being that you said we've established the feminist movement in the mid to late 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
How important is traditional roles in a marriage? And what I mean by traditional roles is World War I, World War II, where the man went out and earned the dollar and the woman stayed home and raised the kids. Or they established traditional roles within the household, meaning the woman was the soft one and the man he did the heavy lifting, but the woman supported him in the heavy lifting by taking care of the kids, making sure the home was intact. What's your take on that?
Well, I think we've gone past the point where we really can't turn back. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. We have to look at the social circumstances of today. Mm-hmm. So those women of the 70s, okay, they did end up getting an education, some of them. They did end up working, some of them. And some of them have very lucrative paths. So what I would say to that is in general, men feel best when they protect and provide. That's first C. You feel good about yourself, right? Your chest is puffed up, and you like that. You like taking care of the women and children.
Linda, can I hit the pause button real quick? we're running short on time. Traffic got to us. I wish we had 2 hours for the show, but Linda, please tell everyone where they can get your book, contact you, and get more information on you.
Absolutely. We can go to Amazon for the book and just in the search bar, The Caveman Formula. The Caveman Formula. For some of you who don't like to read, you can download the it's called text-to-speech feature. You can put it on your headphone, listen at the gym or going for a walk. You're going to find a lot of information from the Amazon site. You'll see all my links, Twitter, DT4M, my website, DT4M.com, my Facebook. You'll see all the links. You'll see all the links. But basically what it is, if you're a woman and you ran out of gas, what are you going to do? You're going to call AAA, or you're going to walk to the gas station. If you're a guy and you missed your bus and you're going to be late for work, what do? Well, you better hot-foot it and get to walking, or you better hitchhike a ride.
Yes.
There's a solution to all of your fears and confusion, and you'll find the answer to these questions and more with the Caveman Formula.
The Caveman Formula. Go out and get it. Roselle, please tell where they can contact us. And
yes, we have a Twitter, Dirty Truth Radio, a Facebook, Dirty Truth Radio Show, and of course Instagram, Dirty Truth Radio Show. If you have any question, please feel free to send us the question, and we'll be happy to.
And part 2, we're going to continue this conversation. Part 2. Next week, Power of the Penis. Guys, I need your support. We had all women in here. So come back, email us, get back at us, hit us on Facebook, Dirty Truth Radio, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Next week.
Thank you, Roselle. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you,
Linda.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh, that went by too fast.
It did. I wish we had you for all.